beautiful soul. My name is Cora Flora, and today I'm feeling inspired to flow a video, an intuitive healing message. I'm not even sure about what, but it will flow. Je ne sais quoi. But yeah, I feel like jamming on the topic of how to show up online authentically. And this is something that I feel like I've challenged myself with over the years, to be honest, be real, be myself, really, because I feel like, especially with AI now, there's already so many cookie cutter presentations of what we think we should be, or even what technology thinks we want. And I know for me, like, I'm seeking something real. I'm seeking authenticity, and it feels so good. So I feel like sharing some tips that have worked for me, and also some things that are on the leading edge of my journey, my evolution, that may help you as well, that are helping me. So one thing when it comes to showing up online, well, first of all, if it's video, I look at the pupil of the camera, and I like to imagine that it's my best friend or God or a being that loves me so much. And I find that that really helps me open up authentically, instead of being like, you know, the black circle of doom. No, it's all God, really, including that, including me, including you, including this. And when I feel into what God is to me, it's unconditional love and presence and consciousness. And so there's nothing to fear there. And of course I want to keep showing up as my best, yet I feel like many of us have been programmed to think that our best needs to be something other than who we truly are. When I feel, and what I've been learning and connecting with more lately, is that deepening into more of our authenticity and that deep resonance is where the real magic is. I know that music has taught me that when I'm down in my center, in my heart, and even deeper in my core, that's where the beautiful emotional resonance and inspiration and embodied spirit energy flows. And it's just so beautiful and magic. And even as I said spirit energy there, I feel like I was like masking, or like kind of trying to sound smart about something. So maybe I'll go into the words a bit more and kind of make sense of what my truth is around that. I feel like just inspiration. Inspiration is the word that I like to use, because everyone knows what inspiration is and what it feels like. Because to me, it's more of a feeling than an idea or a concept. And that's just how I operate, although it could be both. It's both, you know, everything is energy and consciousness. But yeah, so showing up authentically, how do we do it? Especially when there's trolls and bullies and people that judge us. And, you know, even lately for me, like I made a video recently and then I was like, like some of them, like there was only one negative reaction, but I was just like, why am I doing this? You know, why am I doing this? And the truth is, and this brings me to tip number 2, is just do what's on your heart. If your heart is like, I want to make a video, I want to put it out there, do it. Or if you're like, I want to write a post and I want to share it on Instagram, do it. Because there's someone who's out there who's going to feel it and appreciate it, but potentially. But the most important thing is that you are creating that happiness for yourself. And that is to be celebrated. You know, I feel like happiness is something that we cultivate and we sometimes have to work for. Like, I like to think that gratitude is like a muscle, you know, appreciation, choosing to focus on the positive really does require work. And, you know, it's easy to flow into the negative and the like, you know, we're a spiral of la la la, but like, where does that take us? You know, sometimes it's effective when we really need to do a dive into ourselves or emotions or whatever, but at other times it's really helpful to be able to get out of anything that's not necessary to feel and focus on what is good. And yeah, I really feel like using the power of gratitude, this could be tip number 3, is focus on the power of gratitude for yourself and appreciation for yourself and who you are authentically. You know, even if you're different, like appreciate the fact that you have unique medicine, and what makes you weird actually makes you wonderful. I like to think too that even the people who bullied me or challenged me were really just showing me where my power is. And so being courageous enough to step into those shadowy aspects and just like, you know, and I admit even right now, like I'm making a video trying to be pretty. It's not a quote, really, but that's what it feels like. You know, I'm kind of like presenting myself in a certain way. And if you were here in person, you'd get the full authentic download. But the beauty of videos is we have the ability to moderate and like control it a little bit, which is actually quite nice. But yeah, I mean, that's part of my confidence, is cultivating beauty sometimes. And you can't always. Sometimes when it's just a random little video or picture, you're gonna get captured however you are. And just to break the seal on something kind of exciting yet very authentic for me is, well, first of all, I got engaged. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. And also I have a baby on the way, which is one of the reasons why this concept of, thank you for your love. Thank you for anyone who cares out there. It's pretty exciting for me. What was my point? But yeah, so this whole, the first trimester is rough. Like, it's exciting and it's beautiful and it's kind of fun. It is fun. But at the same time, like, some of the physical and emotional symptoms right now, I'm at week 9, are a little challenging. Not gonna lie. It's like, lots of nausea and fatigue and emotionalness. Sometimes I'll just be like, I want to cry and I don't even know why. And I'm just trying to lean into that and lean into like, what is the beauty and the evolutionary possibility that's here. Because I do feel like when I think of my moon time and the spiritual initiations that happen, the healing that happens, like, I've learned to not look at it like random hormones. Like, I've learned to like learn from it and be like, okay, there's like more emotional intensity here for me to learn from. And if I learn from it and listen to my body, I can have a beautiful, magical, healing, transformational, even shamanic experience when I bleed. And likewise, I'm aiming to look at even this first trimester as something that can be perhaps cleansing, perhaps initiatory, perhaps preparation. And I'm trying to really focus on the positives, but at the same time, gotta acknowledge the negative or the challenging parts, which is, sometimes I'm like, oh, this doesn't feel that good. But the research that I've done has shown me that it's gonna get better. So I hope it does. And I hope to get my energy back and to feel great again. But I've actually started to write an online course called Miraculous Mama, where I'm going to be going into my intentions around all this, because I do feel like the power of intention is so important, really, in all areas of life, and especially during such a transitional, transformational, creative time. I feel like there's a great opportunity to use this connectiveness and this meaning and this like power that's flowing through to create what I want, especially when there's a lot of winds of change and there's a lot of people's perspectives, and I'm really wanting to clear my path and be as intentional as I can and conscious moving forward so that I can make the most of this and enjoy the flow. And hopefully keep showing up authentically. Like, honestly, one of my dreams my inspirations is to create more vlog type content and healing videos, inspirational videos, music videos. Ooh, that one felt really good. I felt that in my core. That's like a big one. But my intention is to do that because I just feel like it. Honestly, I feel like it. And I feel like if any of you out here are watching this and you also feel a similar call, like, I'm just getting this sense that there's many of us who just have this unique medicine. And especially when we can share it authentically, when we're not trying to be anybody else, but we're just showing up as who we are in our full like grace and glory and humility and humanity. Like, how awesome is that? And, I think that for me, authenticity involves the dark and the light. Like, it's full spectrum realness. And so that's where I feel like moving forward, I would love to challenge myself to, and this is perhaps another tip, I don't know, but like challenge myself to share more, even if it's not all pretty and perfect, because I'm not perfect, I'm perfectly imperfect. I'm not always pretty, don't always feel pretty, but those are aspects of myself that I've tried to present, you know, to be approved of. And although it's an aspect of myself, there's so much more, you know, and I feel like for all of us, like there's so much more. And when we're allowing ourselves to just like be silly or like stretch outside our comfort zone or like make that weird movement or just let the energy of our souls, our inspiration flow through us in whatever weird, wonderful way it wants to, we are so in our power. You know, that's one of the reasons why I love sounding, which I have learned as a meditative technique that is where you just let out any sounds. In fact, any sounds you can that feel authentic. It doesn't matter how weird they are, but you're just in the flow of freedom of expression vocally. I've experienced so much medicine and magic there with clients and with groups, and even just with myself, just being able to like scream in the car or like go deep into toning and sounding when I'm on my moon time or when I'm going through like, oopsie, just, I don't know why, I just like knocked that, so why not? But that's another thing I will say, okay, instead of going into a big thing about sounding's great if you want to free your voice. But also, if you want to be authentic too, and especially if you want to be a clear channel for your soul and spirit, sometimes saging, purifying, palo santoing can be really helpful. I know for me that helps me feel like I can just flow when I feel like the energy is clear around me and I'm feeling relaxed and I'm feeling connected. So anyways, I feel like this is all I'm gonna say. I don't even know what this video is. Is it tips? Is it life update? Is it both? I don't even know. I felt like doing it, so here we are. So anyways, thank you everyone for being in my world, and I hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned or subscribe or I don't know, do whatever you want. Write a comment with a cool emoji, whatever you want to do. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the opportunity to have a platform to share my heart and soul and my journey and to be witnessed in this little blip of experience called life, which I want to make the most of no matter what. And I have to say, it's just such a beautiful spiritual journey having this new being growing in me and really considering them and just what I wish for them and perhaps do-overs that I wish for them, you know, the evolution that I pray for, that I've experienced, and yeah, just creating the best for them in this experience of heaven on earth, of life. So yeah, thank you for listening, and I wish you a beautiful, miraculous now and a free, empowered, confident, authentic flow. Just do what feels true and good and like you.